Hello everybody, welcome to Totally Tabled. My name is Shaggy, and today I'm running down my top 10 most anticipated solo board games from Spiel Essen 2025. This video is brought to you by Open Owl Studios and their new cooperative campaign adventure board game, Threshold, which will be seeking funding starting on October 28th on GameFound. Inspired by classic MMOs, Threshold features deep character progression, card-driven tactical combat, and an epic immersive open world that reacts to your choices. Click the link in the description below for more information about Threshold, and stay tuned for my solo playthrough of the prototype coming very soon. Now, as you probably know, the largest board game convention in the world takes place in Germany every year. This year it begins on October 23rd, and publishers release hundreds of new games there. Luckily for us, Eric Martin from Board Game Geek puts together a preview list of all of these games. It's a tremendous resource. I'll have a link in the description below so you can check it out. I've recently made playthroughs of several games that will be for sale at Essen this year, including Shallow Sea, A Carnivore Did It, IR Children of the Sun, and Adamastor. I highly recommend watching these videos if you haven't. I'll include links in the description below. Since I've already played these games, I won't include them on this list. I'm also only including games that are available to purchase at the fair, not just demo. Okay, let's get started with my number 10, Rewild South America. You know I gotta put at least one nature-themed game with gorgeous artwork on the list, and this year I've chosen Rewild. According to the description on BGG, Rewild focuses on the fauna and flora of 6 different ecoregions of South America, and their, quote, diverse interrelationships and dependencies, unquote. That description immediately brings to mind a great nature game, Meadow, which I featured on the channel a long time ago. Rewild is a card-driven engine-building game that apparently plays in only an hour, so very, very quick. On your turn, you're simply just going to play a card and then take one of the 2 actions that's on the card. I'm not entirely sure, but I suspect that you're creating a tableau of animal and plant cards in front of you, and, the way they're arranged will score you different points, kind of like a tile-laying game. I don't have much information on this one, but what I do know is that it looks beautiful and I love the theme. And to be honest, that's going to be true for most of the games on this list. Hopefully the mechanisms will be able to bring to life that idea of interrelationships within a complex ecosystem. Number 9 is Philharmonix. I'm enchanted by this theme. You're going to be taking the role of a space orchestra manager, trying to become the most celebrated musicians in the galaxy. So that means you're going to need to recruit the best players, you're going to need to train them so that they can perform their best, you're going to send out your orchestra to gigs on different planets, and you also need to make sure that the sponsors of the concerts are happy. You'll accomplish all this with a combination of worker placement and action points. It sounds like you have a limited number of action points each round, and actions can cost more if the worker placement spot is already occupied. Reading the description reminds me a little bit of The Gallerist. I don't think it's going to be quite that heavy, but I don't know. I think it looks beautiful on the table, and that's not hurting either. Number 8 is Miskatonic Tales, Journey to Innsmouth. This is a cooperative horror adventure game set in the same cinematic universe as the Call of Cthulhu TTRPG. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not very familiar with this world or, what makes it different from Arkham Horror or other kind of Lovecraftian stories. I like the Arkham Horror stuff, so I imagine I'll enjoy this as well. Apparently, this box is going to contain 3 standalone sandboxy scenarios that you can play either individually or together as a campaign. And I love that. I love having that choice, and I'm glad that it's becoming more common in campaign games. I'm especially interested in this one because of 2 words in the description: choices matter. Anytime a game makes this claim, I'm intrigued, and often I end up disappointed. Having a narrative game where choices actually matter is really tough to pull off. Miskatonic Tales claims that each time you play, the story can be different. And that really matters because what you're trying to do is solve some kind of case where clues are revealing themselves as you explore the map. Will this game be some kind of Arkham Horror the card game, but with more storytelling and some actual deduction? I don't know, but I am really excited to find out. Number 7 is Pilgrims Curious Adventures. This is based on a video game that I had never heard of before, so I actually went and I looked into it, and I ended up buying the game on Steam on this like massive sale. It was like $1 or something. Now, I haven't played it yet. I don't play many video games anymore unless it's with my kids, but the video game looks like such a cute casual adventure game with these charming hand-drawn animations where you're just meeting people as you travel around and you're giving them things to help them out on their journey. It just looks so adorable and wholesome, and the board game appears to capture that, charming casual design. You'll be moving on a grid of cards. You're trying to use your limited movement abilities to collect the right items and acquire new companions. This sentence in the description really made me smile. Quote, "Become the most seasoned wanderer with sleeves full of the best stories, the star of every campfire gathering." Pilgrims will probably be extremely light, but hopefully the movement puzzle will make it satisfying to play. Number 6 is Fortunes of Scoundrel Bay. I'm a sucker for a fantasy pirate theme, and just look at that cover. With the Kraken attacking the ship, yes, this is what I want to see. You'll be doing exactly what you expect. You're going to be trying to get the most booty by picking up and delivering crates, finding buried treasure, fighting monsters, and conquering harbors and hideouts. The gameplay involves multi-use cards, which I love. On your turn, you're going to play a card and pick between 3 different actions. You're going to be traveling around on this map, which reminds me a lot of Maracaibo. You're sailing linearly down a path rather than moving freely, like in something, like a game like Merchants and Marauders, for example. On a side note, Merchants and Marauders has an unofficial solo mode that is fantastic. I really need to get that one on the channel. It's a shame that no one would watch that video, but it's such a great pirate game. Anyway, back to this game. There's asymmetric player boards with unique player powers. There's event cards. And what I like best is that none of the player interaction in this game involves take-that attacks, which in my opinion improves the chances of a good solo experience. Number 5 is the Voynich Puzzle. This game is about the Voynich manuscript, which is a mysterious 15th century book written in an unknown language by an unknown author. It features illustrations of alien plants, strange constellations, and naked bathing women. Nobody knows what it is, or what it means, or if it means anything at all. Now, in the board game, players are tasked with trying to decipher the manuscript. At least that's what we're doing thematically. I'm not 100% sure how it works mechanically. The board is divided into these 6 sections, and one of them has jigsaw puzzle pieces in it. It's rare to see jigsaw puzzles in a board game. It's usually polyomino tiles instead, so that's immediately interesting. The other sections look like different mini-games, each corresponding to a different aspect of the manuscript: botany, astrology, baths, writing, and recipes. The artwork looks absolutely stunning, and Salt and Pepper Games have made so many great games recently, including Resist, Witchcraft, Conservas, and Anoda. I have full solo playthroughs of all of those games, so please go check those out. Number 4 is Recall. This one's from the designers of Revive, so again, go check out my solo playthrough of that. Revive is a great multiplayer and solo game, and I have high hopes that this one's going to follow suit. Recall does appear to have some similarities, but also a lot of differences between Revive. It's hard to figure out exactly how similar it's going to feel. I do know that the card play of Revive is not in Recall, so that alone seems to signal that this is going to feel like a very different game, despite some of the surface level similarities. In order to take actions, you choose a key card and you play it to an action box. The combination of those two dictate the action you're going to take. You'll be moving your followers on the map, exploring, and trying to get them into positions to take develop actions and construct various types of buildings. You begin the game with a unique tribe and a unique gadget that will apparently greatly influence your strategy. And then at one point in the game, you're going to have to choose between one of two paths, which will determine how you score points at the end of the game. It sounds like a lot of Euroe goodness that is just really difficult to imagine without actually playing it. And honestly, if it borrows a bunch of ideas from Revive, that's fine with me. Number 3 is Bohemians. Bohemians is a deck-building card game where you play as an artist in Paris, trying to find the inspiration to create a masterpiece while dealing with the challenges of daily life. As the description says, each round you plan your day's routine and decide between creating art, going to social events, or going to work. You're carefully playing cards out to earn inspiration, which you'll then use to gain new cards. That sounds like deck building to me, and I like a simple, quick playing deck building game. I know that a lot of people are tired of that mechanism, but I'm not one of them. Bohemians is so high on this list primarily because of the art and the theme. As much as I like epic fantasy pirate themes and tense horror survival themes, I also like slice of life themes. I'm excited to take the role of a painter, trying to draw inspiration from the challenges of my daily life to create a great work of art. That just sounds lovely. I'm also a huge fan of Portal games because of Robinson Crusoe, but also 51st State, Neuroshima Hex, and many other great games. Hopefully Bohemians is able to do something fresh and unique and not just feel like another deck building game. Number 2 is Orloj, the Prague Astronomical Clock. Earlier on the list, I learned about the Voynich manuscript, and now I get to learn about this incredible medieval clock in Prague. It's a stunning work of engineering and art. It tracks all sorts of things, including like the position of the sun and the moon, and honestly, I couldn't understand it all. It's quite the marvel. And in this board game, we take the role of master builders working to improve and upgrade the clock. We do this primarily through worker placement. The clock works as a rondel of sorts that you can manipulate and place workers around in order to gain resources and take certain actions. A few of the actions let you move up on these 3 tracks that will strengthen your other actions. It kind of reminds me of Tzolk'in, but the mechanism of the clock doesn't really work quite the same. It feels Tzolk'in-like in spirit. It seems like an intriguing action selection mechanism that forces you to make really difficult decisions. This is another game like Recall that just appears to be full of delicious Euro mechanisms, and my god, are you seeing these photos? It looks as stunning as the clock itself. If you told me that this was made by Roxley Games, I would believe you. That's how good this looks. When it comes down to it, I'm a simple gamer. You show me a good-looking medium to heavyweight Euro, and I'm interested. And my number 1 most anticipated solo board game from Essen is Deckers. Deckers is a re-implementation of Renegade, which many of you have probably already played, but I missed it. I always wanted to play, but honestly, the production seemed very bland and abstract. I wasn't positive that I was going to be able to connect with it. Thankfully, Deckers solves that problem by taking the cyberpunk setting seriously and adding nice neon colors and thematic images. This is a cooperative deck building game about hackers infiltrating and destroying a supermassive computer AI system or something like that. You know, just good old classic cyberpunk stuff. It does sound like there are a few rule changes in this 2.0 version, which is exciting since the first edition was so well regarded. I'm also a big fan of the channel Box of Delights and a little added bonus being able to support him. There's really not much to say except I'm excited to get this one to the table. And there you go, 10 solo board games that I'm really excited to play that will be at Essen this year. What games did I miss? Please let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel and think about becoming a member. Well, that's gonna do it for me. I'd like to thank all the financial supporters of Totally Tabled, including the totally radical Dr. Casey, Hextra, Mitch Fisher, John Kohler, Scott Myers, and Jay Satterwhite, as well as the totally bodacious Mark Spitzig. If you're interested in becoming a member, you can join on YouTube or my Patreon at www.patreon.com/totallytabled. You'll gain access to my new exclusive podcast, Table Talk, as well as unboxing videos and whatever extra stuff I come up with. As always, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.